What if I told you there was something that could reduce fatigue, improve cognitive function, and help you poop better too? Would you be interested? And what if I told you that you had immediate access to this remedy and it's free? Yes, I am talking about water. Water can do all of that, but let's keep it real. Drinking quote unquote enough water can feel like a full-time job with the constant trips to the bathroom. In today's episode, I'm sharing tips for improving hydration without having to pee every 30 seconds. That is especially important during the summer months with MS. So let's get started. And my friend, if you want a more personalized approach to creating your MS diet and lifestyle, check out my private coaching program. It includes a comprehensive assessment, personalized strategies, and lifestyle support. Each month, I accept only 3 new clients. So if you are interested, apply at alenebrennan.com/coach. Now on to today's episode. There are 1 million people diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in the US. So that makes you 1 in a million. And you have a special purpose in this world that no diagnosis can take away from you. So if you are ready to reclaim your body, mind, and life from multiple sclerosis, welcome to my MS podcast. I'm your host, Alene Brennan. Did you know that as we age, our body's ability to move water from outside our cells to inside our cells weakens? And as a result, it allows damaging chemicals to accumulate, which only makes us age faster? It's crazy. Some experts believe if you could stay perfectly hydrated, you could not only slow down the aging process, but you may even be able to reverse it from water. Water, my friends, water. That is wild. Water is one of those things that's so simple, it's easy to overlook and even dismiss it. We think like it is way too basic to have any real impact on my health. But we put all our belief in like expensive supplements and fancy IV treatments and all the different things. But what if you could get the same results from water? Now, my first question when I was hearing all of this was, does this aging process just impact our physical appearance? Like, are we talking about water reducing our wrinkles on our skin? Or are we talking about the aging process of our body on like from a health perspective? And also, how does this specifically relate to MS? Turns out it's both. Yes, it can help from a physical appearance like wrinkles and all that other stuff, but it also has a much bigger impact on our overall health and specifically in managing symptoms with MS too. You've probably heard the term oxidative stress. That's the damage that can occur when water isn't able to make it inside of our cells. And when that happens, it can worsen fatigue, cause cognitive decline, leading us to like have issues with memory and focus and mental clarity. It can also increase inflammation, the very thing that we are trying to reduce, living with a inflammatory disease. And it can contribute to damage of the myelin sheath. Like, hello, that's the one thing that our immune system is attacking when we have MS. Now, all of that is impacted by not being properly hydrated. Fatigue, cognitive decline, inflammation, damaging of the myelin sheath. Now, I've studied hydration for years when it comes to all of the nutrition trainings that I've done, and yet it still blows my mind because we're led to believe that there's nothing that we can do when it comes to managing MS. It's such a disempowering message. I remember when I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting MS in 2016, sitting in my neurologist's office that day of the diagnosis, and he looked at me and flat out said, eat whatever you want, it doesn't make a difference. Now, I hear so many of you having similar experiences. It's infuriating, it's depressing, but yet, thankfully, it is simply not true. And I'm glad that you are tuning in to this podcast because I can help remind you that yes, you can influence how you feel in your body on a day-to-day basis through the food that you eat and the water that you're drinking. That's so important to believe. I know that you hear it, and you hear it so often. You read it in books, you read it on blog posts, you see it on social media, you see it in the videos, the reels, all the different things. But do you truly believe it? Do you have a core belief within you that the food that you eat and the water that you drink, the sleep that you get, like all of it, do you truly believe that that can impact how you are experiencing MS? If you get nothing out of this episode, let it be that. Let it be that confirmation that your belief in your ability to impact how you feel on a day-to-day basis through the food that you eat, the water that you drink, the lifestyle habits that you maintain makes a difference. It makes a difference. It's not a cure. There is no cure. I'm not suggesting that. But these things can impact how you feel on a day-to-day basis. And as I've shared time and time again, I do not care what my medical record says. Obviously, I'd love a squeaky clean medical record. However, what I care most about is how I feel on a day-to-day basis. Do I have the health and the energy to live my life the way that I want to? That is what I'm after. And that is where food, water, and lifestyle habits can come into play most often. So bottom line, hydration is more powerful than we give it credit for. However, it's not just about consuming more. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes in the messaging that's out there right now, that we just have to drink more. And that's not necessarily true. And it can be really challenging because if you're dealing with the frequent and urgent trips to the bathroom, that feels like an oxymoron. Is that the right phrase to use here? I don't know. But like, why would I drink more water if I'm struggling to manage my bladder right now? Adding more water in is only going to make it worse. And yes, that may be true. However, we also need to stay hydrated because, as I said before, it impacts fatigue, our mental clarity. It can create constipation that can be really painful. So we want to make sure that we're finding that line of staying hydrated without overloading the bladder. And that's really what I want to help to uncover for us today, because it's not just about quenching your thirst or even how much water you are getting in. The key to getting the benefit, again, with the fatigue, the mental clarity, elimination, like all of those things, is making sure that the water you are drinking is making its way inside your cells. And its ability to do that decreases as we age. So what we're sharing today is helping to increase those odds and giving you a little boost. And the first tip that I always give when it comes to improving your hydration is spreading your water throughout your day. So you're not trying to chug a whole water bottle all at once. I don't know about you, but I definitely tried that former approach and it failed miserably. It was just something that like I wasn't remembering to drink the water. And I thought, all right, I'll beat this system here. Just fill up my water bottle, chug it, be done with it, move on with my day. And the outcome of that can become quite painful because yes, you got the water in, congratulations, but all that water is now hitting your bladder all at once. And that becomes super uncomfortable and quite inconvenient if you can't find a bathroom. So making sure that you're spreading your water throughout your day. I literally have a water bottle with me 24/7. I remember I went to church with a friend a number of years ago, and I walked in. Oh God, he looked at me. He's like, Alene, even at church? Really? Like, did you really need to bring your water bottle to church? Yeah, actually I did. Thank you. Now mind your business. I have it by my nightstand. When I go to bed, I carry it with me all day, every day. It's my phone and my water bottle. And sometimes more so my water bottle than my phone. I'm more likely to have a water bottle next to me than I am my phone. But anyway, I digress. My point is that when I have it by me, I'm far more likely to take sips of it than if I think of it and I'm like, the water is downstairs. I have to go down and get a glass. Okay, I'm going to go down in 5 minutes. We all know how that goes. 5 minutes turns to 10, turns to an hour, turns to never. So have the water close by you. And here's the other thing that's really helpful. When you are properly hydrated, your natural thirst returns. So in the beginning, you have to give a little bit of a push because you have to drink when you may not necessarily have that natural thirst. But it's interesting because as you get better hydrated, your body's signals to drink will naturally return. So you're not having to like set an alarm on your phone. It's something that you have that natural internal reminder, which can be really helpful. So again, spread the water throughout your day. And this can start like, can you have a water bottle filled? either the night before or first thing in the morning. I have one client who was really working to improve her hydration, and she liked ice cold water. So she made a commitment to fill her water bottle up the night before. So when she was closing up the kitchen at night, she would fill her water bottle. I think she'd put some like ice cubes in it, or maybe just the cold water, put it in the refrigerator. And then that way she had it first thing in the morning. So how can you make it more convenient for you? For me, I like mine room temperature, so I have my water bottle with me. Like I said, I wake up in the morning, put my contacts in, go downstairs, fill the water bottle, and then I have my like journal, devotional, prayer time, and then I keep it moving throughout the day. And then anytime I'm in the kitchen, especially at meal times or anytime I'm passing by, I try to like make sure that I'm refilling it as much as I can. So again, I always have it close by to me. Now, the other thing that you want to keep in mind is that it's not just the pure water that is going to help get the water inside the cells. In my last nutrition training, which I say it like that because I have done so many nutrition trainings over the years, functional nutrition, culinary nutrition, like you name it, I've done it. Sports nutrition, I've done it all. But in the most recent one, we had a more in-depth conversation about getting water inside the cells. And that doesn't always just happen with plain water. Sometimes you need to add a little crack of salt to your water. You can add some citrus fruit into it, something that helps to facilitate the water getting inside the cells and giving a little boost of electrolytes. So if that's something that you're open to, definitely try to add either a crack of salt to it. I don't know. That's not my thing. I guess maybe I've swallowed too much ocean water over the years that I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good with salt water. I'll take a pass. But I do love having a little lemon in there. I personally will like squeeze the lemon in there. I don't let the rind sit in there because that's just like washing all of the junk that's on the rind into the water that you're drinking. I'll take a pass. No, thank you. But if you can just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice or lime juice or, a little squeeze of orange in there. Actually, fun little note. I was on Instagram today and I saw a fun little hack that if you want just a little bit of juice out of a lemon per se, let's say, but you don't want to cut the whole thing because you only need a little bit. They took a little like stick and put it in the top of the lemon and then took the stick out, flipped it over and squeezed it. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. Like they just poked a little hole in the top of it and then used that as a like spout to squeeze some lemon juice out. So I'm going to give that a try next time. Like I said, I just learned it this morning, but it seems like it makes a lot of sense because otherwise you're just cutting the lemon and you have lemon slices sitting in your refrigerator. But bottom line, get some electrolytes in there and doing it in a more natural way with some salt, with some citrus fruits is far better than picking up the electrolyte drinks that are in the convenience stores that are loaded with high fructose corn syrup and artificial sweeteners and colors and all of the different things. Even if it says no sugar and if it tastes sweet, they put something in there. I would actually rather see sugar as an ingredient if something has a sweet taste than to see no sugar but have a sweet taste, because then I know you put some chemical in there to give it that sweet hit, but my body doesn't always recognize chemicals. Our body recognizes real food. So how can you get more natural sources of electrolytes? But they can help to give you a little boost, especially if you feel like you're not getting the amount, the quantity of water that you would like to be getting in a day. And I think kind of like the ideal, they used to say like 8 ounces of water. But personally, I think the better rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces of water. So if somebody weighed 150 pounds, half of 150 is 75. So you ideally would be drinking 75 ounces of water a day. And then the theory is for any hour exercise that you do beyond that, it would be an additional 24 ounces. I don't know if you're doing an hour of exercise. I'm not, but that used to be the formula that we would give at the health club that I used to work at. The other thing that you can do is eat more hydrating foods. So we always think that the water has to come from a beverage. And yes, that's the most effective source, but you can also get some really water-rich foods in your diet that can help to increase your hydration as well. And these are things like cucumbers or watermelon, oranges, strawberries. Like they all have like higher water content, and they're definitely more available in summertime. So they would be great things to add in. And think about it, like if you're out at a barbecue, a couple episodes ago, we did how to navigate barbecues on the Walls Protocol. Bringing a thing of watermelon would be amazing, because not only is that something that you could have as an appetizer or a dessert, it's something that everybody loves. It's relatively inexpensive, kind of question mark. Sometimes they're a little more pricey, depending upon if you want to cut it or not. But it's also super hydrating because it's a water-rich food. So that can be a nice option for you there. And then, of course, we did talk about in a previous episode of the 7 dairy-free alternatives to ice cream. We had some fruit bars in there. So that's another thing that you can do to get a little boost of hydration. Again, this isn't like the heavy lift. The heavy lift needs to come from pure water. And then people will ask, well, what about like iced tea or lemonade or something like that? Does it count? Water is water. Like you want to have pure water, in my opinion. That's going to be your best option. I do like if someone wants to do an herbal tea, okay, fine, because there's no tea leaves in it. It's literally just herbs. So that is one that could help. But if you need to spice it up, you could infuse your water. Add a little flavor with some fruits, like some berries or citrus fruit, like I was talking about before. You could put some herbs in there, like basil or mint. You could even give a little splash of juice. I've done that occasionally. Just like a little splash makes a big difference. But yeah, make it fun. Do like a lemon mint thing or a basil cucumber or strawberry basil. That would be fun. I don't know why I'm thinking about like basil in this water here. But just get fun, get creative with it. I'm sure there's 5,000 different recommendations that you can get for ways to infuse your water over on Pinterest. Maybe I will head over there, try some of them out and post some pics on Instagram there. Now, this next one kind of blows my mind, but believe it or not, your posture can affect how well your body uses the water that you drink. Your posture, like as if you needed mom's voice in your mind yet again. Sit up straight, stand taller. Like those things can actually impact how your body empties your bladder, whether or not it empties it more completely, and therefore reducing the frequency of the trips to the bathroom and just basically making sure that your body is using it more effectively. Now, right now, I will fully admit I am horrendous with my posture, and I have the migraines to prove it. I know that when my core strength and just my overall physical strength from not working out is weakened, my posture is in the gutter. My posture is crap. So I'm experiencing more migraines from it. I'm just like, it's just all around. I just don't feel as good. I don't feel like I'm breathing as well. I just feel like neck tension. I don't know, all of it. And that is probably one of the things that I'm on a biggest mission with right now, so that I enjoy working out and I want to get back into it. But it does have a domino effect. So this is one where I'm like, oh, okay, there's another reason to get back into focusing on those exercises. And I personally like things like yoga, Pilates, doing planks, different things like that. It doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be extreme, but how can you do little things that help to improve your posture? I actually just saw another ad for one of those like tonal gym workouts, and apparently they're adding an AI component to it now, which I don't understand fully the capacity of it yet. But I looked at that and I was like, that sounds fun and interesting. I'm not doing it, at least not right now. Maybe I'll wait for Black Friday. We will see. But just be mindful of your posture, especially when you are sitting for long periods of time. So I am super guilty of this. I love what I do here. Prepping for podcasts, recording them, editing them, blog posts, social media posts, creating programs for my private clients, creating programs for my group coaching program, sitting during those private clients and group coaching. Like it's sitting. And if my posture isn't good, that is going to have a cumulative effect on my body. So just, again, be mindful of your posture. I know in addition to working out more, I need to get a new chair because this chair is not supporting my posture either. I have like one of those little bungee chairs, which seemed like fun and cool when I bought it however many years ago, but it's definitely run its course and I need one with more support. Maybe actually come to think of it, it's now probably because I've aged. Because it has been so long since I purchased it and I'm at a different season in life from an age perspective. That might have more to do with it, but nonetheless, I need to make sure that I am upgrading my chair here. All right, this next one doesn't necessarily have to do with getting the water inside your cells, but just reducing the trips to the bathroom. Time your water intake. Now, obviously, we think of this like, don't drink water right before you go to bed, although I do that all the time. I get thirsty. And thankfully it does not wake me up much in the middle of the night. I might wake up once and then I go to bed or go back to bed pretty easily. But I think this is more relevant, at least in my experience, of like trying to time my water when I am home. If I'm home and therefore by my bathroom, I'm going to be drinking a lot more water because I know that I just have the convenience of a clean bathroom close by. If I'm going to be out of the house, I'm not as likely to be drinking water when I'm out and about, especially if I don't know when and where bathrooms are. So what can you do to kind of time your water appropriately? Like, do you want a glass of water as soon as you wake up in the morning? That's fantastic because it helps to flush out all of the toxins that your body released while you were sleeping. Because P.S., if you didn't know it, your body goes through a nice detoxification process when you are sleeping. So having a nice big glass of water when you wake up just helps to give you a little flush there, give your liver a little love. I don't recommend drinking a lot right before you eat because that can dilute digestive enzymes and you want them nice and rich when you are eating because they are what is helping to digest your food there. So yeah, just find the times of day that are going to be most effective for you and then listen to your body so that you can help to get water in consistently throughout the day. Ideally, more of the sips of water, not chugging the water. And when you have a bathroom close by. So what are we talking about here? We're spreading water throughout our day. We're getting a little boost of electrolytes, get a little hit of salt or some citrus in there. You're infusing your water to make it a little bit more tastier and fancier if you'd like. And then you're eating some hydrating foods and you're practicing good posture and timing your water strategically. So these are hopefully some good tips that are going to help to boost that hydration for you. But as we've been talking about, not just consuming a larger volume of water, your body is being more efficient with the water that you are drinking so that it is getting from outside the cells to inside the cells so that your body gets the benefits of that water and of being properly hydrated. So you're not only just creating like one extra layer of safeguard against MS symptoms and all the different things, but hey, we may even look a little younger in the process too. And I will take that all day, every day. Well, my friend, we've reached the end of this episode. Pick one lesson from today's discussion and put it into action now. It's time to reclaim your body, mind, and life from multiple sclerosis. And for more resources, events, and programs, head over to alenebrennan.com. See you on the next episode of my MS podcast.